Hello everybody, good afternoon all. So let us discuss the probability. In this class we will discuss events and its types. See, in previous session we have learned that sample space, random experiment and outcome. Based on those three concepts like sample space, outcome and random experiment, we have done that exercise, that is exercise number 16.1. Now this class is an introduction of exercise 16.2. This is an intro class of exercise 16.2. So which is based on events and its types. The complete exercise is only based on events and its types. Now first of all, what is an event and what are its types? We will discuss in this class. First of all, I will consider an experiment. You know random experiment? Random experiment means more than one possible outcome should be there and we cannot predict the outcome in advance. So like that I will consider a random experiment, that is tossing a coin twice. Tossing a coin twice. If tossing a coin twice or tossing two coins at a time, so what is the sample space for that? That is HH, HT, TH and TT. Right? This is, you all know that this is a sample space for tossing a coin twice or tossing two coins at a time. Now, as it is a sample space, HH, HT, TH and TT, those we will consider as an outcomes. Now, what about an event? What about an event? Listen carefully. Event is a subset of sample space. An event is a subset of sample space. Simple. So if we consider E as an event, E is subset of sample space. Then we will consider E as an event. Now in that experiment, what is sample space here? HH, HT, TH and TT. Now if you observe an event A, B, C. Here A means getting two heads. Getting two heads. What is that getting two heads? HH case. This is an event. And again, getting at least one head. Getting at least one head. At least one means greater than or equal to 1. That may be one head. Like HT case, TH case and TT and HH case. At least one head. At least one means it may be one or more than one. More than one means two heads. Or getting at most two heads. Getting at most two heads. At most means less than or equal to 2. Less than or equal to 2. It may be 2 or it may be one head or it may be zero head. Zero head also we will consider it as at most two heads only. So two heads, one head and zero heads. And again another event I will consider as getting two tails. Getting two tails. So this is T comma T. If you observe all this, is HH is there? Right. So A is subset to S and again B. B is also subset to S. C is also subset to S. And this D is also subset to S. See subset symbol this is. So if E is subset to S, then we consider E as an event. So like that here A, B, C, D are events. Right? Now if it is an event, how many number of events we can form? How many number of events we can form based on that sample space or based on that experiment? As we know that event is a subset of sample space. Event is a subset of sample space. See for example, if capital A is equal to 1, 2, 3. If capital A is equal to 1, 2, 3. Then number of subsets you tell. Number of subsets is equal to 2 power n formula. Right or not? Nothing but 2 cube is equal to 8 number of subsets will be there. Right? Number of subsets we have learned in sets and relations and functions chapter. If capital A equal to 1, 2, 3, number of subsets is 2 power n. If here S is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, then number of subsets of S is 2 power 4, nothing but 16. As E is an event which is a subset of sample space, number of subsets is also equal to number of events. Number of events, which is nothing but 2 power n formula. Remember that. So that means if the sample space contains 4 elements, number of events, number of different events we can form is 2 to the power of n, nothing but 2 to the power of 4, 16 number of events we can form. So this is the data and detail of event. Next we will discuss what are the types of events. We have so many different types of events based on the outcomes. Based on the outcomes we have different types of events. Those type of events are impossible event, sure event, mutually exclusive event, independent event, exhaustive event, right? So many types of events will be there, but on which basis we will discuss those events, let us discuss. So pause the video to note down this information. Now we discuss types of events, students. Types of events. In the first one, we have 4 types of events. Those are impossible event. Next, sure event, or we can call as certain event. Sure event or certain event. Next one is simple event. And fourth one is compound event. Now these are the first 4 basic events we need to discuss. First of all, impossible event. So as we know that event is a subset of a sample space of a given random experiment. Now we will consider an experiment is tossing or throwing a die. If throwing a die is an experiment, what is sample space? S is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? If throwing a die is an experiment, sample space is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A set of those all outcomes is a sample space. Now, impossible event is nothing but, so these are all an events only. So impossible event is nothing but event or nothing but getting a number greater than 7. Can you write that event? What is the number greater than 7 in that? No, you cannot write. There is an empty set. So that empty set we will consider as an impossible event. That may be a number greater than 7, or that event may be getting a number which is less than -5, like that. If an event is an empty set, nothing but number of events, number of outcomes in this event is 0, then we will consider that as an impossible event. Simply impossible event we will represent with this pi, right? Now, sure event or certain event. So that event is like getting either even or odd. So what may be the event which may get either even or odd? So if it is even, what are those numbers? 2 or 4, 6. If it is odd means 1, 3, 5. If you observe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all are there. Nothing but if an event is equal to sample space. Then we will consider the type of event is considered as either sure event or certain event. So this is one example. Otherwise you can also write getting a number, nothing but after throwing a die, getting a number x which is greater than or equal to 1, less than or equal to 6. See what are the numbers we will get greater than or equal to 1 and less than or equal to 6. It may be either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6. So this is also equal to sample space. Nothing but if an event is equal to sample space, that is nothing but a certain or sure event. Now simple event. Okay. Simple event means, for example, These are examples I am giving. Getting a number multiple of 5. Getting a number multiple of 5. What is the number which is multiple of 5? Only 5. Nothing but number of outcomes. Number of outcomes in a sample, in an event is 1. Number of outcomes in an event is 1. Then we will consider, then it is a simple event. Then it is a simple event. See, simply you can remember, simple event means if it having only one outcome, that outcome should be in the sample space. If we have only one outcome, that may be 5 or 3 or 4 or 2 or 6 or 1. So we will consider that as a simple event. Next, compound event. Compound, nothing but event consists of more than one outcome, more than one possible outcome. More than one possible outcome we will consider as compound event. Right? Event contains one element means simple event, no elements means impossible event. If the event is equal to sample space means certain or sure event. Event contains more than one outcome we will consider as a compound event. Example, getting an odd number. Getting an odd number. Getting an odd number, what is that event? Either 1 or 3 or 5. See here, more than one possible outcomes are there. So therefore this type of events will consider as compound event. See here, we can call this as possible outcomes. This 1, 3, 5. Nothing but here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those we can consider as possible outcome or nothing but outcome, or we can also call as sample points. Sample points. See, in some questions they will mention either sample point or outcome. Both are same. Remember, either we can call those are outcomes or sample points. So this is the first 4 basic events what we need to discuss before discussing the further events. So pause the video to note it down. Next, algebra of events. Based on that algebra of events also we have some more events. So we need to discuss as there are different types of events. See, in these types of events we will discuss algebra of events. Algebra of events. In that first one, so already 4 we have completed. Now 5th event. This is a complement of an event. Complement of an event. Complement of an event. See, here if A is an event, then complement of an event, E of an event A is denoted by or represented by A dash, represented by A dash, where A dash is equal to S minus A, where A dash is equal to S minus A. So I will give an example so that you can understand what is A dash equal to S minus A. For example, sample space I will consider as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we will consider an event A. We will consider an event A. That event is A is getting a number multiple of 3. Getting a number multiple of 3. See, what are the sample points we get in this event which are multiples of 3? So either 3 or 6. So this is an event A. Then A dash is nothing but S minus A. What is S here? S is sample space 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minus A. What is A here? 3, 6. So therefore it will be 1, 2, 4, 5. So except here 3 and 6, remaining elements you write 1, 2, 4, 5. Right? like odd number is an even means even number will be the complement of an even. If even numbers is an event A, then A dash will become odd numbers. Like that, getting a number multiple of 3 means except those numbers multiple of 3, we will write those remaining elements. So this is we will consider as complement of an event, that we will represent with A complement. This one we can read it as A complement or A dash. A complement or A dash. So this is the fifth type of an event. Next we will discuss another event. Before that, pause the video to note it down. Next, as we are discussing algebra of events, so we will discuss here event A or B and event A and B. Event A and B. Next one, event A and not B. Event A and not B, or but not B. Event A and B and not B, or event A but not B. Next one, event B and not A and not A, or B but not A. So these are also types of events only. Next one, neither A nor B. Neither A nor B. So what are these type of events? How we will represent in terms of set form? How we will represent in terms of set form, or nothing but set theory? A or B. See this or in types of sets and probability we will use in two cases, or and and. So these two will have in two ways we will use. One is plus and minus, plus and multiplication in probability. Or means plus we will use, and means multiplication we will use. And in terms of set theory, or means union, and means intersection. Make a note of it. So this is in terms of probability. Probability, or means plus sign we will use, and means multiplication we will use. So this is in terms of set theory. In set theory, instead of or we will use union, instead of and we will use intersection. Now event A or B. A or B means A union B. Event A and B is nothing but A intersection B. Now event A and not B. See, for example, if we have two events A and B, this is a event A and this is event B. So what they are telling? Event A and not B. So this is the part event A but not B. Why? Because A means this total circle will come, but in that circle B part is there, right? Some B part is there, but what they are asking, only event A and not B. A but not B. So this is we will consider as A minus B, nothing but A but not B. So you can write as A minus B or A intersection B dash. A intersection B dash, both are same. Or we can also write like A minus of A intersection B, all are same. Either we can write A but not B as A minus B or A intersection B dash, or A minus of A intersection B. Based on the given data, either we can use this or that one. Now event B but not A. So here event B but not A, nothing but B minus A, or B intersection A dash, or B minus of A intersection B. Understood? So this is about B but not A. Now neither A nor B. So neither A nor B. So A dash intersection B dash. So this one we can also write like A union B whole dash. Right? So these are the types of events based on algebra of events. Algebra is nothing but summation, and here multiplication, like A or B means A union B, A and B means A intersection B, A but not B means A minus B, all those like this. So this is neither A nor B. See why we need to remember this instead of this means in question they will be in terms of sentences. Find event A or B, then you need to find A union B. You know A union B formula in terms of probability. What is A union B formula in terms of probability? P of A and B is equal to P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B. Right? So based on this we need to find. So pause 0 to note it down. Next we will discuss another types of events. Next, so the events which we will discuss now are very important event, mutually exclusive events and mutually exhaustive events. Mutually exclusive and mutually exhaustive events. These two are very important. You need to remember this when we will consider events as mutually exclusive and also mutually exhaustive. Why? Because this topic will also be revised in second year. In second year also, based on these two events, problems will be there. First of all, what are mutually exclusive events? See, to understand this, I will give an example. Very easy example I will do. For example, if we consider this as a house, or any box you take. So like for example, this rectangle you consider as a sample space. Rectangle you consider as a sample space. So this space you consider as event 1, this is event 2, this is event 3. As you can clearly observe, here we have partitions in between E1, E2 and also E1, E3 and E2, E3. That means intersection between two events. You tell me E1 intersection E2. So is there any intersection between these two? No, we have partitions separated. That means intersection between these two is empty set. Right or no? Intersection between those two is empty set. And again, if you observe E1 intersection E3 is also empty set. E2 intersection E3 is also empty set. Then we will consider E1 and E2 are mutually exclusive events. When we discuss about this, E1, E2 are mutually exclusive events. When we discuss about this, E1 and E3 are mutually exclusive events. When we discuss about this, E2 and E3 are mutually exclusive events. Very simple condition. A and B are said to be mutually exclusive events. Are said to be mutually exclusive events if condition is if A intersection B is equal to empty set. If intersection between two sets is empty set, then those two events will consider as mutually exclusive events. And another condition to be said those two events are mutually exclusive events means those two events should belong to only one random experiment, not different experiments. Like one experiment is tossing a coin. In that tossing a coin, getting a head is one event. Another experiment is rolling a die, getting an odd number is another event. These two are intersection is not there, so mutually exclusive event, not like that. It should be belongs to only one random experiment. From that experiment only we will consider events. In that events, if intersection is empty set, then we will consider as mutually exclusive events. Another example I will tell for mutually exclusive events. Like for example, experiment is rolling a die. Nothing but sample space will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In that event A, I will consider as getting an even number. Getting an even number. So what is that event? Getting an even number means 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6. Now we will consider get event B. Event B is getting a number multiple of 5. Getting a number multiple of 5. So what is an event? Getting a number multiple of 5 out of this is event, contains only 5. Here if you observe A intersection B, what is A intersection B here? Is there any element in common between 2, 4, 6 and 5? So none, nothing but empty set. So therefore we will consider those two events are mutually exclusive events. If intersection between these two sets are empty set, then probability of A intersection B is equal to 0. If intersection between any two events is equal to empty set, then probability of those events like P of E1 intersection E2 which is equal to P of E2 intersection E3, those will become 0. If it is an empty set, probability will become 0. Understood? So this is about mutually exclusive events. So before that, if E1, E2, so on, En are the events which are associated to the sample space, of a given random experiment. So they may ask the definition of mutually exclusive events. So you need to write, if E1, E2, so on, En are the events which are associated to the sample space of a given random experiment, then A and B are said to be mutually exclusive events if A intersection B equal to pi. So instead of A and B, here what are the events? E1, E2, so on like that. So here E1 and E2 are said to be mutually exclusive events if E1 intersection E2 is equal to empty set, right? So like this you can write. So they may ask for one more question, this mutually exclusive events. Next, what are mutually exhaustive events? Mutually exhaustive means the events which satisfies exclusive condition also. Events which satisfy exclusive condition. Exclusive condition means intersection between two events is empty set. Like that here also, if E1, E2, so on, En are the events which are associated to the sample space of a given random experiment. You can note down this definition. Given random experiment, then the events are said to be mutually exhaustive. Events. If now the condition will start. So E1, E2, so on, En are the events which are associated with the sample space of a given random experiment. Then events are said to be exhaustive events. If the condition will start now, you see. If E1 intersection E2 intersection E3 intersection so on En is equal to empty set. What is that? Intersection between those two events is empty set, and E1 union E2 union E3 so on union En is equal to sample space. Then we will consider those events are exhaustive events. Remember this. For exhaustive events, those intersection between those events is equal to empty set, and union of all those sets should be equal to sample space. Understood? Union of all those sets should be equal to sample space. And again, if you take any two events like Ei intersection Ej is equal to 0 where I not equal to j. Here I and j is not, but it may be 1 and 2 or maybe 2 and 3, 3 and 4 like that. But those two should be different. 3, 4, event 5, event 10 like that. If you take any two events, those intersections should be equal to empty set, and union of all those sets should be equal to sample space. That we will consider as mutually exhaustive events. If we consider this as an example, if you observe E1 intersection E2, E1 intersection E3, E2 intersection E3, all we got empty sets. And also E1 union E2 union E3 is equal to sample space or not? If we add all those sets, we will get the rectangle, right? Rectangle is nothing but sample space here. Therefore, these type of events we will consider as mutually exhaustive events. Now we will discuss this example, whether these events A and B from this sample space are mutually exhaustive or not. See, this is already previous example we have considered for mutually exclusive. S is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The experiment is throwing a die or rolling a die. Now what is an event A? Getting an even number 2, 4, 6. B is getting a number multiple of 5, which is 5. If you observe intersection between these two events, what we got? Empty set. That means these are mutually exclusive events. But can we call these two events or exhaustive events? When we will call these two events A and B are mutually exhaustive events? When A union B is equal to sample space, then only we will consider those events are exhaustive events. If you do union of these two sets, what is A? 2, 4, 6. Union of what is B? 5. If you do union of all, union means all those elements you need to write 2, 4, 5, 6, which is not equal to sample space. Why? Because 1 is not there, 3 is not there. So exhaustive means it should satisfy exclusive condition, and also union of all those sets is equal to sample space. So these are the types of events we have discussed, and we will discuss two examples based on the events. That not two events, we have three events. Three examples we have based on the types of events. Those examples I will send a soft copy through your WhatsApp. Those you simplify. That solution also there in that example. Copy those examples in your notes. Still, if you have any doubts regarding those examples or regarding types of events, you can ask in WhatsApp. I will explain. In tomorrow's class, we will discuss exercise 16.2. Thank you for watching. Thank you. Have a nice day.